Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Two Shores, One Story. I hope you're doing well. I am doing okay, although I'm a bit tired. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because recently I've been having not the best sleep, but I will try to be better this week because this is the last week before the JLPT, and it's been a long time coming, but unlike other times, I feel way more prepared. I'm getting most of the answers right when I do the practice tests or whatever. So I'm ready to pass this test and I'm ready to get a Nintendo Switch too. This episode, I don't want to talk too much about the JLPT. That'll probably be saved for the week after. When I do the test, I can tell you how everything went, what happened, that kind of stuff. But I do want to do a test with you. And don't worry, it's not for Japanese. This Wednesday, the day that I post this episode, it will be July 1st, which is crazy because that means we're halfway done the year or more than halfway done. But July 1st is a special day for Canadians because it is Canada Day. Woo! And I've been creating some questions, trivia questions, and preparing some stuff for my kids that I will be doing Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So I thought it would be fun to do a quiz with you. Now, this quiz is not just about Canada, but it's Canada and Japan related, as this podcast is. So without further ado, let's go to the first question. Number 1, which Canadian city has the largest Japanese Canadian community? Is it Calgary? Is it Vancouver? Is it Toronto? The correct answer is B, Vancouver. About half of Japanese Canadians have roots in British Columbia. And there's also, I think there's a heavy Japanese influence in Vancouver because of people moving there. And yeah, there's some good Japanese restaurants in Vancouver, or stores or whatever. But if you are in Vancouver and you have a chance, go to Raisu. It is a delicious Japanese restaurant that I have been to twice, and I always go when I'm in Vancouver. Question 2. Which Canadian sport is very popular in Japan? This may surprise you. Is it A, curling, B, lacrosse, or C, cricket? The answer is curling, which I had no idea about actually. Apparently, Japan has become a very strong nation when it comes to curling. And actually, I know someone in the jet community that does curling in Japan. So that's cool. Next question. Which Japanese food is one of Canada's most popular takeout meals? I think everyone will know this, but let's go anyways. A, okonomiyaki. B, sushi. C, natto. If you guessed A or C, you are incorrect because the answer is B, sushi. I think that's kind of obvious because we mainly have sushi in Canada. It's a pretty popular food to have. I don't know if a lot of people or the general person will know what okonomiyaki is or not though, but I would like to explain. Okonomiyaki literally means to, as you prefer it, fried. So it's basically like a savory pancake that you can put many things in that you want. So you can get, I like to have mine with bacon, but you can put seafood in it. You can have vegetables, shrimp, and you can cook it. Usually when you go to a restaurant, you cook it and you're in front of a grill and then they pour it on and then you flip it and it's kind of fun. And the best thing about okonomiyaki is the sauce. It's so delicious. And interestingly, there's three styles of okonomiyaki in Japan. There's the Osaka styled, which is the main one. Then there's Hiroshima style, which they have noodles, hard noodles. I don't really like it. And Tokyo, you could argue that it's an okonomiyaki type. It's called monjayaki, and it doesn't look that great, to be honest. But going back to sushi, I didn't answer. Natto. What's natto? Natto is fermented soybeans, and it looks like beans with snot. But Some people like it, some people don't like it. It's very healthy for you, apparently. But the answer is sushi. And Japan, Canada has a lot of sushi restaurants, and actually one type of sushi, the California roll, is said to be invented in Vancouver, but there's some arguments that it was invented in California, but who knows. For this episode, I'd say Vancouver. All right. This is question 4, by the way, which Japanese island is often compared to Canada because of its cold winters and nature? A. Kyushu. B. Hokkaido. C. Shikoku. The answer to this question is B. Hokkaido. Hokkaido is North Japan. It's close to Russia. There's winter festivals and whatnot, so it's the cold place to go. People go there to ski. They go there to see the Sapporo Snow Festival. Kyushu is a south island of Japan, and it has Nagasaki, Fukuoka, so warm places, and Shikoku is the smallest island out of the 4. Shikoku is where Ehime is, and I have been to Ehime. I went there last year. It's a warm place as well. Not a great place to enjoy cold winters and nature. Good for nature, not good for cold winters. Yeah. And fun fact, Hokkaido is a sister province with Alberta. So Sapporo is, I believe, Edmonton's sister city. Very cool. Number 5. Which Canadian coffee chain has never been opened permanently in Japan? A. Tim Hortons. B. Starbucks. C. Tully's Coffee. The answer is Tim Hortons. Starbucks is not Canadian, so that can't be true. And Tully's Coffee, I don't even know what that is. But Tim Hortons is officially, unfortunately, not open in Tokyo, in Japan. I would be very happy if it was, because I miss having Timbits, which is weird because I never did. But that's one of the first things I want to eat when I go back to Canada is to have Timbits. Yep. For those who aren't Canadian or don't know, Tim Hortons was named after a hockey player. And I will be talking a lot about him and the restaurant to my kids. Yeah. Question 6. Which Canadian city is a sister city with Yokohama? A. Vancouver. B. Edmonton. C. Halifax. Well, I already gave the answer a little bit, or one of the answers that you can eliminate, because it's not Edmonton. Edmonton's sister city is Sapporo and Hokkaido. The answer to this question is Vancouver. Vancouver and Yokohama became sister cities in 1965, which is cool. And it kind of makes sense. Vancouver is like a port city, just like Yokohama, and they have a great nightlife, which maybe that makes them sister cities as well. Who knows? Which Canadian province, this is question 7, by the way, which Canadian province exports the most wood to Japan? A. Alberta. B. British Columbia. Or C. Ontario. The answer is B, which is cool. I think British Columbia has quite a lot of forests, and this topic of debate with the old forests and that kind of stuff. That forestation is not great, so we'll have to be careful with that. Okay, question 8. In which year did the first Japanese immigrant officially settle in Canada? That's cool. A. 1777. I almost read it the full way. That's not great. Oops. Next, 1877 or 1977. Good question. Do you know? I learned about this in university, but I did forget. The answer is B, 1877. And who, you might ask? His name is Manzo Nagano, and he came to British Columbia in 1877. Very cool. And he was a fisherman, and he helped pave the way for later Japanese immigrants. Okay, this question is an unfortunate question, but Canada is a peaceful country, but we do some bad things, and this is related to Japanese internment camps. But question 10, during which war were Japanese Canadians forcibly relocated from the West Coast? World War I, World War II, or the Korean War? The answer is World War II, and over 22,000 Japanese Canadians were removed from their homes, and many lost their property despite being loyal Canadian citizens. I remember talking about Japanese internment camps in high school. I think I was in grade 12, maybe grade 11, but I wanted to have people kind of think about how the Japanese people felt during that time. So I kind of made like a Mad Gab activity, so people would fill the gaps into many different things, like what item do you cherish, that kind of stuff. And it was a little bit stressful because I was talking about that in front of actual veterans. And yeah, I did it, and they were very nice. They were very kind about it. So it was good that we were able to share many perspectives. Yeah, but that's an unfortunate thing that did happen in Canada, and that's kind of the reason why there's a lot of Lethbridge, Alberta, for example, has a lot of Japanese people, and that's because there was an internment camp near there. But we now have Japanese gardens there, and it's turned into more of a positive thing. Not that, but what's come out of it is positive. Yeah. In question 11. In what year did Canada officially apologize for the internment of Japanese Canadians? A. 1945, B. 1967, or C. 1988? The answer is C. 1988. Prime Minister Brian Mulroney formally apologized, and the government provided compensation to surviving internees. Good job, Brian Mulroney. Question 12. Which Canadian dessert was actually invented in a city with strong Japanese Canadian history? A. Butter tart. B. Nanaimo bar. C. Beaver tail. The answer is B. Nanaimo bar. Now, this is kind of funny because Nanaimo is a city in British Columbia. It's on Vancouver Island, but Nanaimo sounds like 7 potatoes in Japanese. Not really, but nana is 7, or shichi, and imo is potato. So that's kind of fun. But yeah, apparently Nanaimo has a long-standing Japanese-Canadian community, which is awesome. Okay, next question. We're going to go into some sports. So I hope you know your baseball stuff. Question 13. Which Japanese baseball superstar became especially popular with the Canadian fans by playing many games in Toronto? A. Shohei Ohtani. B. Ichiro Suzuki. C. Hideki Matsui. The answer is B. Ichiro Suzuki. Ichiro Suzuki played against the Toronto Blue Jays, and he became one of the most respected players in Major League Baseball. Cool. Yeah, Shohei Ohtani is maybe that's the one I know, but apparently not. That's kind of cool. But he did play against the Dodgers. Yeah, I remember that World Series. That was a tough watch. Question 14. Which Canadian city is home to the Nika Yuko Japanese Garden? A. Winnipeg. B. Lethbridge. C. Victoria. The answer is Lethbridge. Yeah, in Lethbridge. I did mention this before. There was a Japanese internment camp near there, and one of the things that makes Lethbridge so great is the Japanese garden, the Nika Yuko Japanese Garden, and it was opened in 1967 to celebrate Canada's centennial and friendship between Canada and Japan. So Yuko, it has the kanji for friend in it. And yeah, they're a really, really nice place. If you are in Lethbridge, Alberta, please visit the garden. It's always a must, I think, to visit. It's just such a nice, tranquil place. And it's just a really, really beautiful place. And you can do a lot of stuff there. It's great. Yeah. 15. Which Japanese city hosted the Winter Olympics where many Canadian athletes competed? A. Nagoya, B. Sapporo, or C. Kobe? The answer is Sapporo. Ooh. Sapporo hosted the 1972 Winter Olympics, which were the first Olympics held in Asia. Very cool. 16. Which Canadian city is the closest to Japan? A. Vancouver, B. Toronto, or C. Montreal? Well, in the JLPT, if you don't know the answer, you have to eliminate. So for this one, Montreal is, a little bit east or west of Toronto, so that doesn't make any sense. And Toronto is to east, I think. So the answer for this one should be A, Vancouver. And that is the right answer. So, yeah, flights from Vancouver to Tokyo take about 9 to 10 hours, which is great. For me, I did go directly from Calgary to Tokyo, and that was also 9 to 10 hours as well, but Vancouver is the best bet for sure. Yeah. Question 17. Which Japanese prefecture is famous for growing apples using techniques partly inspired by North American farming? A. Okinawa, B. Aomori, C. Osaka. Well, if you know apples or what prefecture is good for apples, you would know what this answer is. Okinawa is definitely not famous for apples, I believe, and Osaka isn't either. The answer is Aomori. They are known for their apples. But during the Meiji era, Japan studied agricultural methods from Europe and North America, including Canada, to improve their farming. And I haven't really had a lot of Aomori apples, but I have heard of their reputation, and I do want to visit Aomori just to have apples, for sure. Yeah. All right. Question 18. Which famous Canadian helped introduce modern farming techniques to Hokkaido? We have another farming question. Was it A, William S. Clark, B, Edwin Dunn, or C, Alexander Graham Bell? Well, the answer is not Alexander Graham Bell. He is the inventor of the telephone. It's not William S. Clark either. Yeah, so the answer is Edward Dunn. I had no idea. Question 19. Which event marked the beginning of official diplomatic relations between Japan and Canada? A. Canada opened an embassy in Tokyo after World War II. B. The signing of the Treaty of Peace, Amity, and Commerce in 1928. C. The first direct flight between Vancouver and Tokyo. The answer is B. The Treaty of Peace, Amity, and Commerce, 1928. Cool. So the 1928 treaty established formal diplomatic relationships between the two countries and strengthened their trade and cooperation. Woohoo! That's great. So we have one more question, and we will do some math with this one. If you listen to the other one, you will know this, but how many years has Canada and Japan's diplomatic relationship lasted as of 2026? A, 78 years, B, 98 years, or C, 118 years? The answer is B, right? Canada and Japan officially established their relationships in 1928. So this year, they will mark their 98th anniversary. Very cool. So that is the last question for this little quiz. I hope that you got some answers right. I hope you were able to learn something new, maybe. And yeah, I am very excited to share a little bit about Canada to my kids. It's really a fun thing to share and exchange that cultural information to kids, because they don't get a lot of time to do that. So if you are an ALT, please find a way to talk to your kids about your country. Also learn a lot about their country, because that's why we're here, is to exchange. So this week I'm going to be busy. I'm going to be just studying every day. until Friday. And then Saturday, I'm just going to take a nice break. I'm going to drive to Gifu City. I'm going to stay at a hotel. And the next day, I'm going to take the test. And I'm going to pass it. I'm ready to pass it. So I'm excited to tell you how my experience went. And that will be next week. But until then, I will see you later.